Oh, there we go. That should be working. You got me now. Okay, cool. All right, so we all saw the news. Markets are lower, not violating support this particular market yet. Of course, we're going to look around, but you see the very significant drop on the news. More inflation. Okay. Um, so as this comes down, we're going to see is that they want to step up here, down at this level. And where is this here? Yep, right there. Does it hold? Wide range bar down. That's consolidation day. And now I suppose it's going to need to test that area. And so a little bit of buying occurring at the moment, not a big deal, of course. So we'll be waiting to see whether it can hold, whether it goes sideways by 10 o'clock or so. I think there's some other news coming out at 10 o'clock. Yeah, inflation, Michigan consumer inflation expectations at 10 o'clock. Well, the market's saying they have expectations for inflation right now. So does anybody care what the consumer thinks? We'll see at 10 o'clock. So keep that in mind. Let's look at the NASDAQ futures down 208, not violating support, stabilizing for the moment. So an initial nasty reaction. Did anything happen significantly? Violating support? Not yet. And we've been talking about the volatility contracting or the ranges contracting. And we discussed, from different points of view, the the accelerated move and down and how these pivot highs are getting lower. And this is relatively even, and whether this holds today and whether you draw trend lines, it's eventually coming to some apex, which it's not there yet. So what do we do? Well, from a daily chart perspective, we just sit and wait to see what it's going to do today. Um, whether it consolidates down here for a couple of days, right? Today's Friday, so we go into next week and it's down here for another couple of days, that would increase expectations that it's going to go lower. And since we've got this rounding top, it's unlikely this will hold. It may be a stopping point, and it's unlikely this will hold. And so when we look to the left, which we always do, and we recognize these pivot lows, it's very different. Just give a bit of a subjective point of view on that as to how do I know it's not going to hold? Well, you don't. You don't know if it's not going to hold, right? However, coming down and violating one pivot low and coming down to another pivot low area and holding has a higher probability when you use, again, subjective, 20, 50. They're both rising at a 45-degree angle. Multiple time frames are in alignment. It's more likely to hold. Whereas now we have a rounding top, lower highs, violation of support if that's going to happen. And then it's like, is this going to hold? Well, I don't think so, but I'll wait to see what's going to happen when it gets there, but I don't think so. Why? That's the reason. 20 is now rolling over the top of the 50. Prices, we'll see on other markets, are closing under the 50 and so on. So an objective point of view as to the probabilities of what might happen as prices reach support or resistance. And so now, as I said, from this point of view, there's nothing to do but to wait and see. Let's see if other markets are breaking. So the Dow is closer. You've got this wild move up and wild move down. Again, these are the futures. We'll look at the Dow. And we'll see if this breaks. Nasty drop, weekly chart, deep retracement. Russell breaking the pivot lows, wild move up, wild move down, 200 MA. Will it hold today? We shall all see together. Let's just look at the cash market, and we see the Dow will now gap. We assume it's going to gap below a bottoming tail bar. So this is one of the things that we would look at as to what happened yesterday, right? Or the day before, bar by bar analysis. And so closing with a bottoming tail bar near the high of the day provides us with others, us possibly, if we would buying this, expectation for at least stabilization. Well, we know there was stabilization, but this holding and potentially moving up to attack that declining 20 MA. We'll see where it would go from there. That ain't happening. And so we don't have data here to see where this is at, but we'll look at other markets and see what they're doing versus, where they closed on Friday. Right. So a little bottoming tail bar. Where is this opening? Down below, give or take down below yesterday's low. Still, this, as nasty as this is, as we all know, the market can be irrational. This could turn out to be a little, head and shoulders bottom. We don't know. It doesn't appear so since we have this whippy move, but look, we don't have a pattern yet. So one of the things we all struggle with is the psychology of trading. It's like, hey, I want to do something here. I want to place a trade. And this is your time frame. Well, there's nothing here yet. Sorry. You want to go and do something without a pattern? Go ahead. Good luck. So this could be a head and shoulders bottom. I don't know. We'll see. And what if this rallies from here all the way back up to the high of the day? And we get two bottoming tail bars by the end of the day. We still wouldn't have a pattern. It'd still be a mess, right? Exactly. We all hate sitting on our hands, SOH. But look, if you're a swing trader, obviously you're not going to trade this. You go and search, like MT Live last week, $10 stocks. They're on the move. Go look at those. Right? Now, one of the things that we all want to be interested in is where does this weekly bar close? Right? Because there's a little buy setup here. If it closes with a red bar, that opens up the door to a possible measured move lower if it breaks lower next week. So we're still in wait and see mode. Transports, they were killed, bottoming down here, rattling around. So what's going to go down the most? It isn't going to be this. It's going to be probably the FANGs, NASDAQ stocks that did well. This is sitting on support. It's been crushed. It'll go down, but, going, baby with the bathwater, so to speak, if the selling continues and it doesn't bottom out here. All right, spiders. We talked about the 20 and the 50 getting closer together. One way of measuring contractions in volatility without all the different hocus pocus kind of indicators there. So, hey, it was whippy. It was in an uptrend, 20 over the 50. It was rising, collapse, whip back. It's getting tighter. And where is it in right now? The bottom of the trading range. Waiting to see what it's going to do. Breaking here, there's an unfilled gap, there's a void, it's likely to go down. So for today, within this time frame, SOH, internals, neutral, no advantage here, none whatsoever. What would have been good would have been if option traders would have started to load up on puts while this rattling was going on. They didn't. They were still, this market's going to go up. It was bullish, yeah. And, last year and the year before, and it'll go up, it'll recover. So we don't have any information here to support what this is going to do one way or the other. It's neutral, right? Black and white, it's neutral. So basically useless to us right now, other than to know that it's not in any extreme, right? So nothing to do there. I have not even looked at SPX with this drop. It could be a no-brainer one way or the other. Let's see where the crazy is. We want to be lower, ideally below a 50 cents or a whole number, which it's not. So 57.60. See what I put. That's surprising. I thought it was at 95, so 30 points. 30 strikes. Where's that put us? All right, down below the unfilled gap. That's good. That's good. It's far enough away. This is still within this support area, so we're good there. Things are stabilizing for the moment. Okay, 59, 90. Yeah, 30 strikes. Where does that put us? So way down here, I mean, look, we all know anything's possible, but you know, get above yesterday's high, maybe get above the 50 MA today. No, I don't think so. That number's coming out at 10 o'clock. Keep, an eye on that. But this employment number, whatever it was, the payrolls, that really blew the consensus out of the water. So unlikely it's going to lift up very much here today. All right. All right. Other markets. What time is it? We got a little time there. Gold is up. I was talking about this last week. I think it's going to go up. Did I buy it? No. It was such a mess. It's like I explained about this pattern and why this was irrelevant. Moving up there. All right. It should continue to go higher. Silver, moving up. Where's Bitcoin? Moving up. Still at the bottom of the trading range, so nothing there. Crude oil ripping up to the top of the next level. Look at this. Look at the 10-year. Look at the 10-year. I tell you, we discussed this possibility probably a couple of weeks ago. What if the 10-year, the 30-year interest rates start going up and oil breaks out inflation? And now we got this number. Not only is the Fed not going to cut, can you imagine if they start talking about a quarter point increase? Oh, could be a nasty year. Right? Crude oil ripping, expecting executive orders signing the 20th. I don't know. Maybe I'm making a joke here. I know it's a serious thing, but maybe Trump sees California burning and he's ready to start pumping some oil over there to get rid of that god awful state. I'm kidding. I don't know why. He says he's going to open the spigots and all of that. So you would think that would make oil drop, more supply. So, somebody thinks there's going to be a need for oil. So I don't know. SMHs broke out. We want to keep an eye on that today. So we look for silver linings, right? Depending on how things evolve here today. If semiconductors can hold this area, you see where they're at. I mean, it's just a big mess, but if technology can hold it together, that would be a plus. As we have to be objective and say, what? Yeah, I know it's a nasty morning, but what did something of significance really happen here? Yeah, gold's going up, oil's going up, interest rates are going up. Market's not breaking support at the moment. So, nothing's violating this significant support area. So, yeah. Yeah. RTY, which we looked at, which is M2K here. It's right on the 200. IWM was just hanging here right on that support. So we look at all these things. It's a nasty morning. And things are dropping. We don't really see anything violating support in any way at all, other than resistance, right? Oil and interest rates. So we'll see how this plays out. Right? That's what we do. Right now, we don't have something of significance from these daily time frames, and we'll see how the weekly plays out and so on. So I believe all that helps. All yours, Dan.
Good morning. Just updating Oracle here. Hey, our first target 159.50. So that all right, hold on. Actually, it's gapping under our first target. So let me change this to 5-minute high. All right, yeah, sorry about this. Alarm just went off. And here it comes. I know I got to put my charts up. I know I'm working on Oracle here. Alarm went off as Greg was turning it over. And we gotta take care of our subscribers and our open positions. And we've been in this for since the breakdown, the initial breakdown. And that was a great breakdown. So, yesterday holiday. So I'll just say 2 bars ago, because that was actually Tuesday. Hold 1 second, I gotta post it in the spreadsheet. We have 4 bear call credit spreads open in the weekly options trader. And so while those are doing well, I've been tightening the stops on those pre-market. All right, I'm done. Other alarms here. G tests I gave as a short, gapping under it. ASC, we were going to buy call options. I gave a limit. We're not going to get filled. But nice bottoming pattern. NVIDIA alarm, we have a call spread. I moved the stop. Netflix call spread, I moved the stop. LPG alarm went off, but now it's coming in. That's another bottoming pattern. We can buy over that red bar's high. Bill, I had an up alarm go off, but now it's coming back. So let me just reset. Mr. Bill. UAL. Okay, good. All right, all right, cool. So UAL alarm, we did a put spread on this afternoon breakout on Wednesday, again, Thursday holiday. And I'm like, wow, look at how bullish this is daily, weekly. And it was going to be a directional watch for me today. But, I decided just do the put spread. We got 50 cents on a $5 wide way down here, 97s. And so whenever it's like too good to be true, I double and triple check the earnings. So I said move stop yesterday's low and or actually under this base and let it expire at full profit. But I think it was high because it knew its cousin Delta. These are earnings now. Delta was announced earnings, and that's blasting up. So I think that's obviously part of the reason we're getting the tailwind of that. WBA, Walgreens. Wow, that's a big gap. There's no pattern to me except put spread if there's any juice, but that thing's been a dog. And check his cousin, CVS has been a dog. Hey, so look, CVS is up. Alex, this might be the day. That's 30-minute high, CVS dog. SPX, that's a trading range. Alex, you've asked me in the past to show you patterns that would be great for condors. And this is it right here. You want a flat 20, flat 50. You want multiple areas of support, multiple areas of resistance. So if there's any, I can't tell where it's gapping here on earnings, but it would be the 126 and 115s for a condor. Cost had some same store sales. I posted 30-minute high. We'll try to do a put spread. looks great. At first I said just do it, but then when it came in with the broader market, I changed it to the 30-minute high. Just it does a just I call it a governor on your old go-kart, like just slow down. You got so we can not rush into things. GBX had earnings. I don't see any gap. These two, Joby, these two are flying like helicopter cars. Sam gave me a great analogy the other day. These flying cars, he said it's a drone that flies people around. So 886. All right, that's a deep gap now. Yeah, we've missed the run on those. I remember reading about that Joby when it was $4 in Barron's. Um, and I see our Oracle here um, is now below our first target again. Oh no, I said 159. Okay, so it's 24 cents away. All right, cool. So that was a nice trade. Charlie Bravo. Yeah, here's some insurers that have exposure to the California fires, which is just horrendous what's going on out there. But Charlie Bravo, potential gap and snap. See, this one's already down 5, 6 bars, whatever. So this is the only bullish one for a put spread I like. These other ones are igniting gaps lower. So look, that's ugly. That's an ugly gap. So that would be a call spread. PGR, well, it's bouncing a little bit. 237. There's nothing now. See, before it was 233, and then that would have been a call spread idea. SEG. Man, this is strange. The SEG is buying a company, and 9 out of 10 times the acquired or gaps down. And this thing's ripping. So to all-time highs. So that's the market saying they absolutely love the merger. They love it. I mean, that's the only takeaway from that. Jeffrey, 76 and change, call spread idea. This is a biotech. So this is just exhibit A when we say that there's higher risk of trading bios because of gap risk. I just had an EXEL alarm go off. All right, so this is a long 123 after a little 180, and the fact that it's gapping up in a weak market is relative strength. That's good. Let me put that in a window. If it gaps over the entry, then we can do a 5-minute high. GMAD, that was a very nice closing breakout on the daily weekly with an end of day base. Let's watch that on a pullback. Murphy, kind of a big ascending triangle. Gapping down a few pennies. I have an alarm up there. Peng gapping up, I think forward guidance or something. That's a big gap, but it's igniting. SMCI said they're doing something with Intel. Intel's a bear, 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Intel looks horrible. I mean, it was a potential inverse head and shoulder that is failing. It could be a day trade or a call spread, target low 19s. just had a Honeywell alarm go off. We're short this. We'll come back to it. And those are all the things I was watching of earnings or other things in the news. IYT, double bottom, gap pullback. I mean, this would be a no-brainer put spread, but they're crazy spreads. Yeah, we should be looking for put spreads in oil. You know, Greg mentioned USO, obviously XOP, XLE, OIH are all up. Archer, double bottom on support. I got an alarm. And UE, another one that's kind of like IYT. It's trying to bottom, but you know, well, it could take a couple more days to see if it does. HMY gap breakout, but now the gap's excessive. Curry, Alex, this is the one I bought at 175 on Wednesday. So, ideally it gives us an inside bar to buy on Monday. I'm already in it though, but it's up a dime. Bark, we're in. We sold a third, but it still looks great. Weekly, monthly. Oracle, we talked about. Look at Oracle. Let's just cover a third. Right here at the open. $158.21. That's a nice gap down. Take a third. All right, that's Oracle. And my 5-minute chart is not moving on Oracle. Very strange. Yeah, nice on ASC. I didn't get in, and it was one of my favorite, new longs as a bottom pattern. Yeah, we got to cancel it now. Shoot. Look at this HAFN bottom right. Let's watch a pullback. It looks like obviously an ADR with all those gaps, so I'm not chasing it. And it's one of those shippers, Charlie Bravo. Let me just look. Our BMO is coming in. Charlie Bravo, 250. There's no weeklies. Shoot. I'm not touching those 7 days yet. A lit. Nice. Yeah. I forgot about him. Actually, I'm gonna move it to 656. I don't market weak. I shouldn't go up that much. Yeah, my alarm went off. I just didn't get to it yet. That LPG is triggering. That was the other bottoming pattern. I posted those two charts on in our Facebook group last night. That came from Sam the Man. I think a lit, either that or Alex, I forget. But they're brothers, so they take our cousins, they take credit for each other's trades. Yeah, let me look at that. Yeah, 30-minute high. Love it. Love it. I don't like entering on 15-minute climbos myself. I know you don't mind, particularly with the market weak. So let's buy 30-minute high. Stop under that red bar. See here in a couple minutes. All right. Our UAL's coming in. Maybe, maybe let's see what it is. Wow, that was a nice trade. I wish I did more contracts. All right, I'm gonna bid 103s, a higher strike. I'm gonna bid to try to get out. Tell you if I get filled. Oracle new low. And we're managing this one well because remember, um, remember we were talking about the target and I gave it a lot of room the other day because it was igniting. LPG
Bill's
triggered.
starting to give it up.
Good. Do you know what they call a bill fish?
A bill what?
Fish.
Bitch?
Fish.
No.
They call it a bill fish.
A billfish. Oh,
Yeah. You've never seen a bill fish?
I have.
Yeah, we're in it, Alex. I just said that it triggered. I just posted it. Our IMAX new low. IMAX, we're in it at 23.55. So let's do break even. Oh, get tees. We gotta take a look at because I know it gapped under it. NVIDIA new low. Fangs are all bad. Google and Tesla slopping around neutral. Netflix tanking. We got a put spread in that. I'm sorry, call spread. Yeah, they were talking about, they started talking again with these bonds being so high that banks are going to start recording losses again, and that earnings season is starting. They said like Bank of America had a massive loss.
It's
That
upgraded last week.
had a massive loss on the books from these bonds. Because remember, that was the talk that drove down and went and made some of those regional banks go bankrupt. Remember? Was, they were selling bonds at 0% and then bonds were rising, and then they get this freaking unrealized loss, just because they're idiotic bond dealers, traders. I mean,
Chewy's a watch. Continues to hold up.
so XLF looks like a short now. Yeah, looks great. Buy setup. Yeah, I mentioned CVS on the heels of WAB doing well. All right, I'm not messing with Charlie Bravo. Let's put Chewy there. It looks good. All right, you mentioned Bill. Yeah. It's Oracle. Wow, that 1/3 that I got out was, in retrospect, was now too early. But it was over $6 gain. but still, that's an ugly gap and ugly morning action. This thing might go all the way to the 200, which is another $7. So here, let me make this target big. And one 152.50 is totally arbitrary.
Mm-mm. Early bets are for 5,800. I don't think that. I always think whatever. It looks pretty extreme. Just looking at the highest volume in SPX puts. We'll have to see how that develops.
Video. No, we're at at a video meant target 10 cents back half.
Walgreens, Delta 20 mentioned to me. Strong.
Yeah, it had earnings. Yeah, and that's why I've been looking at CVS too.
Got a 4 month bottom in place.
Yeah, ours triggered. Sam, yep, I gotta post it open. But yeah, I got that from you. Your jetties. Mm, we like gotta hold off. I'm not chasing that.
Bam mentioned last week. We'll see how it. I'll wait to see what it does here. Sitting on that support, but it's got a beautiful looking chart if it was like this later today. Daily chart.
Ah, shoot, our sting gapped up.
Yeah.
I had posted that official too. So Sting and ASC, the gaps messed both my trades up. Although if this thing keeps ripping, In retrospect, you're going to say that gap wasn't big. Dude, thing. I think I heard the Delta CEO say it was their best year ever. Nice LPG so far. Hey, Sam, remember our talk about SYK on Tuesday when I said, what if that red bar gets negated? Look at that. I would do the 355s for next week. There are no 355s. And it's too spready. John, Senex. Oh, 10 and that. Yeah, that looks great, Senex. Yeah, hold on. Let me write these down so I don't XLV. That, if we're doing the A/B test, your Senex is superior. Do you know why? So yeah, let's buy this. Stop 1858. Buy high. Sell low.
Mm, that'll be something if Apple closes under the 50.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, my A11, Honeywell. Are we still in this? Yeah, we're still in this. All
I
right,
see a
now.
continuation pattern lower on the 65 minute. Yep. Everybody, look at my charts for a minute and you can go back to Dan's, but it's the same concept, right? All of these things we talk about applies to all time frames. So Apple came down, obviously, it came down and it stabilizes. And it looks like, okay, a little retest, it's going to go higher. And it did. Could have went up to here. And so now it does a bigger retest. So if I was to change this to like, I don't know, 180-minute chart, something like that, you'd see like a W kind of bottom, right? Big move down, retest, and that goes sideways at support. It can't go up. And so now it breaks under here, started the move. And of course, any pattern assumes what we determine from it that it's going to continue in the direction that it's suggesting now. Otherwise, it fails. It hits our stop, right? But we don't, we have stops, but the pattern leads us to believe that this is, in this instance, it's going to go lower. The idea is it came down fine. It's broken the trend. It retests. So this could have been a great one for bouncing, different market environment. It bounces higher. You know, you take your money and fund, whatever. This thing looks like it could go down a lot. So maybe a retracement, Dan, or even now a credit spread up above here on the 65-minute, or a debit spread, maybe going out a few weeks, a couple of weeks.
Yeah, because there's very little. I think he never gives any premium anymore for credit spreads. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Made the turn. IMAX new low. It's in free fall. Nice Sam trade again.
BMO, I think Alex mentioned, or and you I think mentioned that last week, Dan.
Yeah, we're in
After
a
this week, forming a 1-2-3.
yeah, we're in a half lot, and I said add over the high. Unless you want to add earlier.
Well, since you're in it yesterday, if someone wasn't in it, they could buy it today, buy the dip inside the green bar.
Right. Exactly.
Come on.
That's a big jump. How do they how do they calculate that? I gotta look that up. Unless you have a one-line Cliff Note version. All right, we're out of Netflix.
Still finally breaking prior day's low. A little bit. Almost there.
Stocks were short, no break even stuff. Honeywell, same. Actually, let's cover half here. We're up $4 or whatever. Down a lot.
I don't see a good entry delta. I mean, if you're going to short it and put a stop above today's high, but it's holding up relatively well compared to everything else. You know, you're looking at like a day trade, it's got room to go. Just put your stop up above here, see what happens. Because there's no pattern here to enter. Right? But you can enter it and just put the stop up here. Share size.
That'd be a great zero DTE right now. 400s.
Yeah. If they start these zero DTEs on stocks, Dan, that would be fabulous.
I'm shocked they haven't already. I mean, it's such a no-brainer. So how about $10 wide on this for today? The 400s. And it's just because the market is bearish.
Yeah, I was looking at the same thing, and you know, yeah, or you know, buy a put, whatever. It is zero DTE. Today's Friday. Got screwed up with that day off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Spiders are inched under the prior pivot low on the daily chart.
No, that's a typo then, Grammy. Break even is break even, so it's a typo. Oh, wait. I thought you were talking about the directional. No, yes. What it means is if the debit to close reaches whatever you open the trade for, then close it. even if it doesn't hit 143, but if it hits 140, it's A or B. Close it. A or B. And I thought you meant on the directional one I just posted.
Ticks continued to stay below 200.
And VIX just popped. Remember we said on Wednesday it was a bottom.
Minus 200.
Look at VIX. It's
Mm-hmm.
igniting an AD line negative 1800. So did that answer it, Grammy?
We haven't seen this in a long time, but maybe this would be a time that it would help us. Set an alert on the total put call ratio to 1.3 and another one at 1.5. So again, I don't know how long it's been, but when markets get really nasty, it's like we look at the NYSE tick at minus 1,000 which happens much more regularly, even in a bull market, during a short-term correction, or even intraday. When institutions get really nervous and they go and they start buying that amount, the level of puts, it's a good indication intraday that you're going to get a bounce. May not always be a low, but if it was to close down there, yeah. So, whatever your symbol is for the total put call ratio, and you can set it for equity, but over the years, it's been a pretty good guide.
Greg, this